How you prefer to be loved says a lot about you, doesn't it? As a partner or a spouse, this helps you show up in ways that your loved one responds well to, in ways that they need you to. Some people like big fancy gifts like new jewelry or cars, and others prefer words of affirmation or quality time. And if you don't know how to show your partner's love, well, bad things can happen.
You're smart, you're motivated, you want to do something big. You're on the verge of being a young boss, and we're going to help you get there. I'm your host, Isabelle Guarino, and welcome to the Young Boss Podcast, where youth is your power.
Don't you hate being told when you're in a relationship, that's just not how I love? Like, guess what, buddy? It doesn't matter. You have to learn to love people in the way that they want to receive it. Nobody gets to choose how others receive love or appreciation. This isn't about the lover or the appreciator. It's about the loved and the appreciated. Knowing this about people can help your intimate and professional relationships. It's the same in the workplace, although we call them appreciations in the workplace, not love languages, but they're basically the exact same thing. Adjusted, ever so slightly because, well, work. The 5 appreciations in the workplace is another assessment that I love to make all of my employees take when I onboard them. I need to know how to show up for them, how to make them feel appreciated in the workplace, because the last thing I need is an office or a team full of unhappy, underappreciated team members. My team's work appreciation sit front and center of my desk, and for good reason. If somebody feels a little off or is acting a bit funny or weird, and I have a feeling that they're disconnected or disinterested in work, the first thing I do is check their workplace appreciation. Now, once I identify their appreciation, I attempt to make a small gesture of appreciation in their language, and lo and behold, 90% of the time, this works like a charm. They just needed a little acknowledgement, recognition, and appreciation. And that's totally normal. We all do. I know I do. What's great about workplace appreciation is that it can serve as a guide to managers and young bosses for when they're noticing things amongst their team. It takes the guesswork out of showing up for people and allows them to avoid looking like Michael Scott. No more wrong actions with good intentions. And it works well for all types of bosses. Some bosses are very loving and appreciative, and that's just their vibe. They're always complimenting people on their work, taking team members out to lunch or grabbing them coffee, remembering anniversaries and important dates. And we love those people, but let's be honest, not every boss is that type of person. There are bosses that silently acknowledge people in their head and never actually say it out loud, or they see something that they know a team member would love and they're like, oh, they'd love that, but they never actually buy it for them. And if you're the latter, the harsh reality is that you need to work on this. And if you want to create a culture and an atmosphere where people want to work, where people are excited to show up every day, you need to dive into this. It may very well save your business, not to be dramatic or anything. But the benefits of employee appreciation are everything to managers and business owners. Showing appreciation in your workplace yields a variety of benefits for both you and your team members. And the biggest one for you, retaining talent, your most expensive expense as a business owner. Showing appreciation can improve employee engagement, morale, and job satisfaction. Workplace appreciation also goes beyond just showing individual employees appreciation. Public appreciation can also have a positive impact on how teams feel their hard work is being rewarded. Employees who feel appreciated are more likely to fulfill and even exceed their job responsibilities, generating more productivity and loyalty to their employer. And when you can create a culture around appreciation and gratitude, you're creating a workplace environment where employees feel supported, respected, and valued, which leads to increased collaboration, teamwork, and innovation. All things that you and me as young bosses strive for within our businesses. We're going to dive into the 5 appreciations in the workplace, and we're also going to bring in the Herman whole brain thinking framework to further break down these appreciations with insights as to how people choose to process information and different communication styles. First up is acts of service, which is defined by Herman International as helping and supporting employees in practical ways. Some of the ways that I show acts of service are helping out with a project that's overwhelming for an employee or team member, or lending a hand during a cleanup or breakdown of an event to a team that's been busting their ass for 3 days straight, or lending a hand to a coworker or employee who's busy taking care of something else. Recently, for one of our big upcoming events, I knew that there was a massive workload on one gal. And something that I know she hates to do is actual phone calls. She will text, she will email, but on the phone is just not for her. One of the things on her list was calling over 600 people to make confirmations. I don't mind talking on the phone, so I knocked down that list and gave her a call to say, hey, I know this was on your plate and I know you didn't want to do it, but I got it taken care of for you. She was thrilled and thanked me for like a whole month post the event. According to the whole brain thinking framework, there are 4 types of thinkers: analytical, practical, relational, and experimental thinkers. Analytical thinkers appreciate acts of service that are proved practical solutions to help streamline work. Practical thinkers value acts of service that help them organize work and enhance productivity. Relational thinkers appreciate any acts of service that increase relationships and strengthen bonds amongst the team. And experimental thinkers value the ability to explore and create, so an act of service they might appreciate would be blocking off half a day for them to deep dive into exploration and creativity. The next appreciation language is quality time. And who doesn't love a little quality time here and there, right? Quality time is defined as spending dedicated and focused time with employees. I spend quality time with my team members in a variety of ways. This could be having one-on-one with team members outside of work, doing something that they enjoy or the two of you could enjoy together. It could be taking them out to brunch, lunch, dinner, or just to hang out without the pressures of work conversations. Inviting them to a birthday party or game night, or even just giving them your time and undivided attention for however long they want to use it. Maybe it's about work or not, but you're there for them. You know, I could tell that one of my employees was feeling disconnected at work, and it was because we'd become close friends that I could tell this. He hadn't come over to hang out at my house in a few weeks, and we hadn't worked out together in a while, and I found that I wasn't calling him as often as I normally would. And as soon as I confirmed that he was feeling this way, I interpreted it as he's not feeling loved right now or appreciated. So I started to re-engage. I started sending more memes and calling more and just paying a little more attention to him. And guess what? His work performance went up. His attitude turned a corner and he was fully plugged back in. It was such a simple turnaround. With experimental thinkers, they appreciate quality time in the form of giving them time to collaborate with colleagues, to dial in ideas, or to pursue passion or innovation projects. Relational thinkers love high quality time spent together. They're the ones who crave that one-on-one outside of work, the uninterrupted conversations. They love team building activities, one-on-one meetings and social events, and anything that fosters connections and strengthens relationships. I feel like most of my team is in that category. Practical thinkers are always trying to get better, to learn more, and quality time for them looks like giving them time and flexibility to attend workshops and certification courses and opportunities that are relevant to their work. We love a practical thinker. Analytical thinkers prefer regimented quality time to dive into the numbers, to get nerdy and analytical, and to talk about complex projects, relational challenges, and numbers, baby. Hey everyone, I want to share something that has truly changed my charging game. It's the 360 electrical. When I got this cord, oh my goodness, you guys, I'm always in need of a quick charge, whether I'm on the go in the car or at the airport. I want to be able to plug it in and 15 minutes later be on full battery, and that's exactly what this has done for me. It delivers 240 watts of ultra fast charging, so you're back to full battery in no time. It is perfect for those last-minute travel emergencies. It's got a super long cord and it doesn't fray. It keeps everything nice and tidy, super easy to travel with, take with you on the road. So if you want to grab yours today, head to 360electrical.com and use promo code YoungBoss for 20% off your order. Now, back to the show. Are you still with me? You're doing great. Keep up the great work. Those are words of affirmation. And our next workplace appreciation. Pretty straightforward, you'd think, but it's defined as expressing appreciation through verbal or written communication. In my company, we give words of affirmation in a variety of ways. Town hall shout outs, company newsletter highlights, social media shout outs, and personal emails of gratitude and praise. Thank you notes, phone calls, and texts, you name it. For those in my company who this is how they feel appreciated and loved, I'd love to do a shout out of something that they did behind the scenes that nobody else noticed and call them or text them and say, hey, I know you think I didn't see this, but I did, and I'm really grateful for you, and thank you for doing this, and I really appreciate all that you did, and your work doesn't go unnoticed. And it's just that little thing. It's not the big shiny thing that they, accomplished this task or did this big audacious thing. No, it's that little tiny thing, and I think those little moments go a long way. The relational thinker appreciates words of affirmation, acknowledging their contributions, skills, and positive impacts. Experimental thinkers like to hear positive things about their ideas, creativity, and their ability to embrace change. The analytical thinker appreciates being told that they're good problem solvers and that they are insightful. And the practical thinker, they're a doer, so they want to be acknowledged as somebody that's reliable, somebody that always gets things done and does it efficiently. Have you ever been rewarded or thanked at work with a gift card or your favorite album on vinyl or a 2-night stay at a hotel? One of the few workplace appreciations that companies and bosses do well is tangible gifts. I mean, who's not excited about a gift card to your favorite restaurant or some fresh vinyl to spin at home while you make dinner? Tangible gifts are exactly what they sound like, gifts, but thoughtful, meaningful, and memorable gifts. I was kidding about the gift card because most bosses don't take time to know what each employee's favorite restaurant is. They also don't know that you don't have to remember it. File it away like I do and reference it when it's necessary. The juice is always worth the squeeze on that one. Tangible gifts are a fun one because there are so many ways you can treat people. It can be a simple random coffee in the morning, a $300 gift card to Nobu or your favorite restaurant, flowers or cookies to your employee's doorstep on their birthday, tickets to see their favorite sports team. This is a fun one, but only if you've done the legwork and know that it's going to be thoughtful and meaningful and memorable. One of my employees, I know she was going through a rough time and she's like a total gardener type girl. So I would send plants to her house. And one time we sent like all these different things, a cooking book that she can do with the plants she was making. Another time I just sent seeds that I had found. Like, it doesn't have to be this super expensive thing. Oftentimes I'll be at the store and I'll see a candy that I know a team member said they liked, and I'll just grab the candy and next time I see them, give it to them. It's not always about a birthday or an anniversary. I've sent face washes, suitcases, all sorts of things just to say, I'm thinking of you, thank you, I appreciate you, I love you. In more of a work-focused manner, practical thinkers appreciated being gifted or rewarded with tools that can help them be more efficient, such as productivity tools or professional development. Analytical thinkers like to be rewarded for hitting their KPIs. They're goal-oriented and incentive-motivated. Those thoughtful, meaningful, and memorable gifts are really going to hit home for the relational thinker. Throw a handwritten note in there and you've sealed it. They also love being rewarded and gifted with quality time. Our experimental thinkers are going to enjoy gifts that allow them to be creative and inspire innovation. This could be time away from regular work duties to explore, or a stack of art books, so long as it ignites their flame to experiment, innovate, and create. This last one is the least common in work, and for good reason, but appropriate physical touch is our last workplace appreciation. So what is appropriate physical touch? Well, I'm glad you asked. In my workplace, it is non-intrusive forms of contact, right? A handshake, a fist bump, a high five. I've run the workplace appreciation test on over 150 people up to this point, and not a single person had appropriate physical touch in their top 2 or 3 workplace appreciations. Now at home, that's a different story for most people, and rightfully so. In the workplace, it's just not a thing. High fives and fist bumps and handshakes, they're normal in most workplaces, and I'm pretty sure employees would much rather have some uninterrupted quality time with their boss, or a thoughtful gift, or some encouraging and positive feedback. When it comes to my appreciation in the workplace, it is 100% words of affirmation. That's probably true in my love life too, but that is where it all goes to die, right? I live and breathe on words from everyone around me, and it's really what lights me up when somebody does tell me that, I'm doing something great, or I really helped them out, or that they're thankful or grateful for different things we've done. And I think some people on my team know this because they're amazing at giving, me those words of affirmation. And I know it comes easier for others, but I also have to be conscious of that, because just because it's mine and it's easy for me to also give out words of appreciation, that's not everyone on my teams. So those who it is theirs, it's nice and easy. We've got this beautiful language back and forth. We're both speaking English. But when I'm talking to somebody else who theirs is quality time or gifts, and I'm just showering them with words of affirmation, it doesn't hit, which is so key as to why I focus on what their languages are, because I'm naturally going to hit the one who matches mine, but I'm not going to naturally hit everyone else. So now that you're familiar with what those look like and are in the workplace and as a boss, you're going to need to be able to integrate these into your team and workplace. Here are 6 tips. Create awareness and understanding. Introduce this concept to your team and provide examples of each in the workplace. You'll often find that they start loving each other using these appreciations too, which lightens your load as well. Assess individual preferences and make sure that employees have access to resources so that they can understand each appreciation. Third, customize appreciation for each employee. Fourth, incorporate multiple languages of appreciation. Don't just focus on the top language. Usually when someone takes this test, they've got a number 1, 2, maybe even a 3, but definitely utilize those top 2. Next, lead by example. Be intentional with your appreciation and make it count. And last, encourage feedback and continuous improvement. Check in with people and gather feedback and have open conversations with them about how they're feeling appreciated or not at work. Integrating the 5 languages of appreciation can be an impactful addition to your business and organization. Every single industry is so competitive these days. So to be able to not only recruit, hire, and train good talent, which we talked about in our So You Want to Build a Dream Team episode, it's going to be crucial that you retain them. Retention is the name of the game. I want you to imagine the difference in your team when they feel valued, seen, and truly appreciated. How does that make you feel? Probably pretty damn good. When we as young bosses invest and dedicate the time to understand and honor the workplace languages of appreciation, we create a positive culture and a foundation of love and appreciation within the business. And ultimately, that leads to success. So as you move forward, keep this in mind. Appreciation isn't a one-time gesture. It's not a check-the-box thing. It's a practice. It's a way of doing things. And when done with sincerity, it'll make a world of difference in your business and your life. Thanks for listening to another episode of Young Boss with me, Isabelle Guarino. Be sure to like, share, and follow on Instagram and TikTok, and subscribe on Spotify and YouTube for weekly episodes. And let me know in the comments, what is your appreciation in the workplace? And remember, youth is your power.